Vegas is just days away, which means it's time to do your fantasy draft. And we are here to help you with our very own NRL.com draft. I'm Paulie G, next to me, resident expert Luke Seifley. Look at the hot seats. Eric Wells, Daniel Long, they're our fantasy gurus. Then you've got Mr. Fantasy Facebook, Dan Moffat, and smashing it in Mixer last year, representing for the first time, Paulie G. How are we all?
Pumped up for a draft, mate.
Let's do it, buddy.
This is how you do a fantasy draft. If you mainly play Classic, this is the video that you have needed to come watch, because we're going to show you a fantastic part of the fantasy landscape that isn't often appreciated enough, but it is in this very studio. We're playing draft. I'm up first pick, on the clock, 50 seconds. Who am I going to go? Well, just like the main player in regular Classic, it's Nathan Cleary. So I click on the draft. Yes, I want to put him in at half, and in he goes. All I do is win. That's your team, Dan. You've got the second pick. I may have stolen the guy you wanted, but there's still plenty of good players. Who are you going?
Plenty available. I'm going to go with Isaiah Yeo. I've been talking him up all season, so let's bring him in at mid.
There he is, Isaiah Yeo. Third up, still plenty of good players, Eric. Only one, we should say, for each team.
Definitely. So I think the easy next pick, of course, is Haas. So easy pick, easy done.
Payne Haas going there. Pick 4. Luke, this is your team.
I still want to protest you going first, by the way, but then we'll let that slide.
That just happens automatically, trust me.
All right, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to follow the pack and go middles. I'm going AFB.
So we've got one hooker, one middle, one edge, one half, one centre wing fullback, and one centre and one wing fullback. Bronte Blitz, your first pick.
I'm going to go with Jerome Hughes, our Dahlia medalist, for our first pick.
Nice selection. And you can see those key positions, half and mid, getting hit pretty hard. But it opens up the floor for you, Loggy. Casual athlete team.
Yep. There's an interesting spot here, so I've been stitched up with last pick, but that gives me the chance to go for some positional advantage. So first one I'm going to take here is, I'll take Harry Grant at hooker. Top hooker in fantasy, 100%. No one's going to get close, so I'm sorry, everyone. And then I'll jump straight to centre, another spot that is very scarce, and grab my boy Herbie Farmworth. Just target those two positional advantages.
Loggy, of course, the way that the draft works is if you went last the round before, you get to go first. So it just evens up the fairness there. So even though Luke was saying it wasn't fair, I got to go first. It does all even out. Bronte, you're back on the clock.
I'm going to go with Kalen Ponga. I had a chat to him at season launch, and he is looking good.
He played outstanding, I've got to say, in the Witzer pre-season challenge. All right, we're back to Luke. We're back to you.
Well, I still contest the order, but that's all good. I'm going to go friend of the show, Cookie. His favourite hooker, Damien Cook.
Oh, yeah, good to get hookers locked in early, I think. So that's a pretty good decision there. All right, where are we now? Eric, you're back up.
Mate, Hines is still there. Easy pick.
He looked good in the Witzer pre-season as well, I thought. Just worrying when Triple took over the goal kicking, so you're hoping he gets it back in Vegas. Dan, I see you furiously looking through your list. Of course, this is where the pre-order goes, so plenty of good players on it.
I was looking at Nico Hines, so thanks for that.
Sorry.
Looking at halves can get pretty scarce pretty quickly. I'm going to go with Daly Cherry Evans.
Like it.
Good shout.
It's back to me. I'll get to do 2 now. So that's handy. And I think what you are all saying is right, because you just want to get some of those positions locked down. Obviously, I've got half locked down, but a guy I really like, and I know that you might not be happy about this, Luke, but it's Tommy Turbo.
I'm taking it personal, this one, actually, but anyway, it's all right.
I feel like Manly have got a great start with their draw, so why not go him? So this gets a bit tougher now, and this is where you start to think about dual positions. I think they can be useful, and a guy that's really impressed me in the Witzer pre-season challenge and the All-Stars is Dylan Lucas. So I feel like you can get him at centre, but he can also play edge. Just fills a hole there. So that's the 2 players I've gone.
That team isn't stacked at all.
All right, we are back to the Deweys. Is he going to pick Adam Dewey, though?
Not right now. I'm going to go with the ever-reliable Dylan Edwards, the wing fullback.
Again, making sure your wing fullback is locked down early on. It's not a bad shout at all. All right.
Well,
Eric Wells.
Lucas was my next pick, so thanks for that, Paulie.
okay.
So when in
That's what I
doubt, get the next guy down, which is both Fermor, same position, plays forward, but can lock in at centre spot, so it's just an easy pick.
All right, Mr. Cliffy Lyons.
Well, it's going to take 2 to tango against you. So you know what I'm getting? I'm getting your man, Lockie Galvin.
Whoa.
You take one of mine, I'll take
He's
one of
looked
yours.
pretty good, hasn't he? I'm hoping for a big year from him. Bronte, let's.
I think I'm going to go Angus Crichton for this one.
Oh, I was eyeing him off. Can't have them all.
It's a great pick. I'm glad you did that because I was not sure between Gus Crichton and Dave Fafita.
Made this decision for you.
Thank you. So I'll go Dave Fafita for my edge spot. And then we're going to jump into wing fullback. I'm going another Titan here as well. I'm going Jaden Campbell in that spot. Massive upside, doing a bunch of kicking this year and goal kicking.
Yeah, pretty clever. Getting 2 halves for the price of 1. Bronte, that was fast.
Yeah, it
Back
was.
on
I'm
the
back.
clock.
I think I'm going to go Paddy Carrigan for this one.
Yeah, lock it in.
Nice team, dude.
Thank you.
It's good.
Strong, very strong. Luke.
Oh, gotta get all the favourites out of the way. I'm gonna get my edge sorted. I'm gonna go the big man.
Oh, your favourite, Olakawadu.
That's it.
I should have known.
It's all right, mate. You were gonna get him before me, so there you go.
Well, edges. There could be a run on edges now. What are you thinking?
I've still got a hooker spot there, so there's only one real strong minute hooker left, I think, and that's Robson, so in you go.
Yeah, it's good to get your hookers down
Yeah.
because, as you said, a lot of them don't play 80 minutes, so it can make a big difference. All I do is win. Dan.
It's a good shout with the hookers. I am going to go with Reid Marnie from the Bulldogs.
Ooh.
Keep it spicy.
Redemption year, you reckon?
So,
Redemption?
Just watch out. No missed tackles. No missed
It's
tackles.
a round 1 heartthrob too. Goes well
I
around.
don't have hookers, I don't have mids, and I don't have edges, so I've left my forwards a bit weak. So what I could do, I
That's a
could
shame.
grab Mitch Barnett. He plays a bit of both
Very good.
in the game, and that gets me solid. So now I've got to make a tough decision. Do I go a mid, or do I go a hooker? And you know what I'm thinking? My man,
Leave him
Shock.
alone.
Shocker.
Leave him alone.
Terrell May, he's moved over to the West
Damn.
Tigers. He was outstanding last year. I've got to have a Tiger.
These guys are playing, probably me and you are playing favourites over here. Look at we'll fit
Oh, it's all my favourite players. All right, let's go back now to Dan. What are you thinking for
Some good picks. I need an edge. I'm going to go with Hudson Young from the Raiders.
strong player?
I feel like Vegas is going to suit him too.
Yeah.
So,
We'll
good
start
shout.
well.
Yeah, he went big back into last year.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, I need an edge as well, and I'm going to have to pick my favourite edge to watch play, and that is Jacob Preston for sure.
Yeah, what a try he scored on the weekend.
Very
I
fun.
I thought you were going to take it from me, Floggy. I thought you were going to take it from me.
There's a
No,
guy.
that's all right.
There's a guy staring us in the face.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone yet.
Oh, I need him. 'Cause I think he's going to have a big summer. I think he's going to do a lot of work at the start of this season.
Teddy
Yeah.
finally gets on the board. We wondered what round it would be, and it turned out to be what we thought. All right, Bronte.
So I need a hooker, and as a loyal Tigers fan, I think I'm going to go Api Coruscant.
Clever. Clever. 2 picks for you, Longy.
Back to back, yep. And I'm looking at being a little silly here. So first one, I'm going to stash Latrell Mitchell on my bench. He's out for the first sort of 4 to 6 weeks, but when he comes back, he's the top wing fullback in fantasy, so I'm good with that. I can move Campbell up to half.
Good strategy there, right?
When you've got the back-to-back picks as well, it makes it easier to pick up someone like that.
Yeah, definitely. If you're playing fantasy draft and you want to stash those guys, unlike in Classic where you would say, oh, well, I'm not getting them because they're injured, still get them, just drop them a couple of rounds to where you would have had them.
And second pick, I'll take Jermaine Hopgood. So Parramatta going to be much improved this year.
I was hoping he'd stay.
Throw him in the middle. He can pump out 60 plus. Happy with him.
And any time, especially with just the 6 starters, dual position is absolutely
Oh, yeah.
critical, right? So again, in draft, if you're playing one of those ones where it's not 13 and 4, your traditional one, even more emphasis on getting dual position players. All right, Bronte, we are back to you. You can either go benched, first person to put someone on their bench, or second after the drill, or do you fill that centre position?
I think I'm going to fill the centre, and a bit of a left field suggestion. I'm going with Val Holmes.
Ooh.
So left field, kicking
Smart.
goals. or
He
I'm
looked
gonna
good
be-
on the
I'm gonna be-
weekend.
yeah.
Like, 4 try assists in that game.
Yeah,
Monster.
I think they could work out very well.
Unbelievable too.
And I'm not worried about the start of their draw. They've got winnable games.
Yeah, he's a weapon.
Cliffy Lions fan club.
Centre as well.
This is where it gets
Yeah,
interesting,
it's
where
tough.
you want to pick a centre or do you go your bench? Like,
Yeah.
everyone now is starting to really have a think about it.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to think probably the best guy left. I think he's in for a big year because he's required to do a lot. Mr. Lomax.
Yeah, there you go. Interesting, because Holmes comes in, Lomax
Stole that one
goes
from
out.
me, Luke.
Nah,
Yeah.
I needed it.
All right, Eric.
Look, he was who I was hovering over, so I don't know who to pick.
What about your man? He's sitting right here from the Knights.
Looking after a wing fullback spot at the moment, so that's my trouble. So, but I think for now I'm just going to go safe and go for Drinkwater. I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought you were going to go the other way. I thought you were going to go wild and go
Not too.
certain man from Brisbane.
Ooh.
He's still,
Right,
he's still
all
there.
I
He's
do
still there.
is win.
I want to give someone an idea then.
I do need to fill my centre position, and I think the Knights will be playing a lot of attacking football this season, so Dan Gavo for me just slots right into centre.
My team,
It's a good team, Paulie.
I still need a hooker. So let's just have a look at that option. So there's some good options there for me, but not as good as what the rest of you guys have. So I'm just wondering now if I just hold on a bit longer, just try and get the best players available. I might start with that man, Joe Tarpanay.
Of course you did.
And of course I get the second pick, so why not a person who was very good last year and also plays dual position.
I can't believe he's on there that long.
Keon.
Got a lot of work to do this year.
Yep.
Going to be relied upon quite heavily, and we saw that on the weekend too.
Dan, you are back in the hot seat.
Keelan is exactly what I was looking at, so thanks.
Stolen.
Paulie.
Stolen.
Appreciate
That's what I
that.
like.
I think once we get closer to the end, this is going to happen a lot.
That's what's the most fun about playing draft, because in classic these things don't happen, right? When you're playing a league, like why wouldn't you play draft where you can literally snatch players just
Yeah.
before they're about to be taken?
I think a bit of DPP sounds good. We're going to go with Max Plath.
Yeah, that's a good move. Will he play on the edge?
It's a shame they don't do 3 positions, because he'd be eligible for
There is a few who would fit that bill.
I mean, he might be eligible for all of them if we allow
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Then that'd be the ultimate draft weapon.
Mm.
Eric.
Now this one might be one that you've overlooked, Paulie, because the trickiest part of this one is currently he's not in the position for hooker.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to pick up Watson.
Yeah.
Is there ready to go?
I was going to give that to Bronny because of Appy.
Rookie error on my behalf.
But we can trade afterwards, so it's all good.
And remember, of course, is that dual positions will be awarded after the team lists are named. So not only obviously the Vegas games that are already named, but next week the rest of the teams, they'll get updated as well next week.
Titans are the tricky one though, because they missed that first round team list. They won't get their.
No, if you're looking
until
for AJ
round
Brimson,
6.
you'll probably have to wait to round 6 unless there's an exception made. Luke.
Well, you ruined that, Floggy. You ruined my other little segment there, so it's
Ruined
great.
everyone's day.
That's great.
So we were all on that, I think.
Time is ticking
Yeah,
away.
time is ticking. All right, I'm just going to stash him away because I think he's in for a big year. I think their team's in for a big year. Reece Walsh.
I like it. I like it.
Took that one from me, Luke.
Well, I was going to swap with you. I was going to trade with you.
Always trade, but when you got Ponga, I mean, it's a Queensland origin problem, right?
Yeah. Okay, having to think on my feet a little bit here.
That clock's coming down.
I know.
Just
Okay, I think I'm going to go Matt Burton.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Good backup.
Devastated.
Hughes, round 2 bye, of course, for Melbourne. So the fact that you've thought get a second half early on, very clever, Bronte. Well done.
Thanks, Paulie.
let's go back now.
I'm pretty upset about that.
You get double upset because I tried to skip your 2 picks.
Yeah, look, as last pick, I actually don't have a starting half yet. So you're picking up second halves, and I'm stuck here.
Mr. Vegas, Jamal Fogarty.
Oh, look.
Someone might want to pick him up shortly.
Fogs is an option. I'm going to go a really different way and just go for the big upside here and take Mr. Cameron Munster in the half spot.
Okay. Why not?
I reckon.
Because Campbell can always move there anyway.
Yeah, and Munster's pumped out 60 plus in the past, so you can do it again. And then for the second spot, I probably want to go on middle because I can move Hopgood to the edge as a cover. So who's available in the middle? Not Connor Watson anymore. Oh, this is actually a bit.
I should say, Longy, as
Less
well,
than
you're going to
ideal.
have to worry about Harry Grant in round 2 because he's on bye.
Yeah, no, you're right. I might just go for the talent then and take this guy and use a trade later. Keanu Keeney, I'm going to keep him hostage on my bench because I reckon he'll pump out a big average this year.
It's not bad
The
at all.
casual ceiling, I'm going to call your team. Every one of your players can get 100.
That's what we're going for.
Try and find a hooker, Bronny, if you can.
I'm actually going to look for an edge for this
Edge,
one,
right?
and I'm thinking Isaiah Papali'i.
Great pick.
Whoa!
Ceiling play, yeah.
That's the first real big belter, I think.
It's
in
the
this
blitz.
draft.
That's why she's called blitz.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, it's all right.
Now it's your turn, Lucas. Sorry, I jumped in.
No, it's all right. I'm just trying to. Oh dear. All right. I'll try it and test it.
It's getting tricky now, isn't
It
it?
is getting tricky. This is where we start doing the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music.
Of course, with your draft, pre-draft list, you can go in earlier and reset it to exactly who you want. So if there is a late injury like Latrell and you want to drop him down a bit, you simply press the button.
Oh, Mr. Reliable.
Cam McInnes, draft expert Cam McInnes, isn't he?
Also worth noting, your order will also come into play. If we do run out of time, it will automatically pick whoever you've got at the top. So
Yeah,
make sure of
that draft.
that order. It's the only thing you can do before the time starts ticking away. But for me, I have both Fermor in centre, which is obviously an option for me for round 1. So I'm going to pick up everyone's favourite centre from last year, Hero.
You're looking at my phone. I was hovering on you.
I had it hopping as well.
Can we get a video review, please?
We got it on camera.
Let's send it upstairs.
Oh man, I gotta evaluate now. Man, there's a lot of options left.
And you've got a lot of options when you're doing the draft. You can do, I think, up to 12 hours. So if you are worried about things like this and you want to get plenty of time, I mean, maybe we're a bit too close now for the 12-hour one.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I've seen leagues where they've done it. 30 seconds is the lowest you can set. We went with 60 here because we thought just give everyone just a little bit more time, but not too much, right? Not too much.
It doesn't feel right not having a Tigers player in my team as a Tigers tragic, so we're gonna go Jerome Luai.
Yes.
Big upside.
Love it, especially on the bench. Also means for my pick, I can start really thinking about a hooker because I'm running out of picks. So a lot of the good ones from last year, probably not as much on the radar for various reasons.
Surely, Paulie, the Sharks edition of Fanoa Blake Brayley.
I'm going to go Tom Starling. He's one of my personal favourites.
That is spicy.
Wow.
So
Fun guy to watch.
get him in there. And then, of course, you can always go with Marshall King, who's another one of my favourites, as the alternate, shall we say. So we've got Starling at the top, King at the bottom.
Big call.
Double hooker picks.
Get him in.
I think the Storm are in for a big year, so I'm gonna go Eli Katoa on the bench.
The forgotten man, he was awesome last year. Longy, I know you were on him from the start,
Yeah.
and that was a very good call, like many of yours.
No, he's a weapon. Yeah.
That's a steal.
This is a guy I think a lot of people are overlooking just because of his injury-plagued end of the season, but how he started last season was just too good. I've got to go Fogarty.
Yeah, no
Yep.
brainer. And the whole thing with Hines, if you find out he's not kicking goals and not playing the dominant playmaker, you can just switch him up. Fogarty,
Absolutely.
right? Have him on your bench.
Easy trade.
All right. The theme of this round is getting spicy. Let's go spicy. Let's get nuts. Aaron Clark.
That was the other guy I was thinking
Wow.
instead of Starling, because if Webster really likes him.
And also took pick 2 middles from the same team, so I've got to trade now.
And dual position.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. Bronte, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking a hooker for this one, so I'm going to go with Jaden Brayley.
Beautiful. That's good.
Good on the weekend.
Jaden or Blake?
Jaden. Yeah.
Ooh.
He
I'm
might-
surprised because Crossan I thought was going to get that roll over Jaden.
He might pop up somewhere, maybe.
You're thinking that they're going to do a
Maybe a player swap. 'Cause he's a good player.
swap
He's a
on the
good
card.
player.
I think Bronny's got some insight. She already said she spoke to Ponga.
Hang on,
There's something going on.
This-
Something going on here.
I'm not revealing anything.
There's a
That's
couple of clubs.
fishy.
Yeah.
There's a couple of clubs that
She
are.
let it slip. She let it slip
Oh,
earlier in the
that's-
show. I'm telling you.
That's fishy.
Mark that
Okay.
down.
I'm going to call integrity upstairs.
That's it.
All right. Now I'm on the clock here, and there's a guy who you've all forgotten about, and I'm going to remind you. Tino Farmswag comes in.
There's always one guy you miss.
That's why you got the pre-draft go down the bottom, check who was injured last year because he is what a guy to have on your bench.
And I'm pretty stoked with that. And then I'm going to jump straight across to a guy who I think is going to step up in Clubland this year after a big rep year last year, Mitch Moses in the halves.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Well, you've got the Munster-Moses combination. Could work out perfectly for you. All right, Miss Insider, Bronte Blitz.
I'm a bit unsure on this one, but I'm thinking maybe mid, and tell me if this is a row choice, but Ruben Cotter.
That's not a road choice at all.
Great.
Weapon.
Another
Great.
steal. Another absolute
He's a
steal.
gun,
Should have been picked already.
I'm calling shenanigans here. I think we're getting
Should
false
have
here.
been picked
He
already.
started quiet, but he
Should
came.
have been picked
came
about
back
5 rounds ago.
Yeah.
It's a great pick.
He's going to be doing a lot of tackling, so it's a good thing. What do I need cover for?
Well, you got 2 left, Luke. This is the second last
Needs
pick.
Cover. Hang on. Welcome aboard.
Garrick, you got to have your own team, right? You got when you're playing draft, you got to at least have one. I reckon. Classic, it's a bit trickier. You
I
really,
saw Mollers in the corner of my eye and I said, just got to get him.
and it's all about that coming out. And we talked about the filters. You can look at, of course, dual positions only. Just press that button.
Yep.
If you're thinking of the last person on your bench, second last person, simply do that. Eric.
I need a wing fullback field. And I think this is probably one that's a bit of an avoid in the classic realm, but he was very busy and I'm not strategic, so we'll get one in there, so I'll bring Sharp in.
Oh, he doesn't avoid at all. He's great. He looks great at 6
Yeah,
now.
upside play.
Great, but the price, just tricky price in
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, Price. Yeah.
Good one for draft, that is for sure.
He looks great.
All right, how about your dual? How about your cover here in the bench, Dan? You're a bit. You need some outside backs.
We do, and I think someone I think we all is hoping will have a good comeback from injury this year, and when he gets back to footy, is Campbell Graham.
Yeah. Another good stash, right? Because people forget that he's not playing round 1. Now I'm going to get to do both of my final 2 picks here, so I'm going to have a close look at what have I got. I've got plenty of mids, plenty of edges. A bit light on halves. Have a look at my halves. Oh, I'd love it if Humphries had dual position. I'd go them straight away.
Oh,
Well,
There are some ballers
He
there.
was a contentious player pre-draft.
I just think this guy, because he's dual position,
Okay.
and he's going to play a fair bit, why not get him in? And when Mitchell comes back, I can I can just release him to the pool and go get someone off the way.
or we can do a trade. You can pick up Mitchell off me.
You gonna hit us again, Paul?
Just go for pick 2 on my last pick, and how's this guy still here? Grab the best.
Damn it.
Too easy. Sometimes it just works out. So there you go. There's mine filled. Dan, it's back to you.
Good picks. For my final pick, I'm going to look for some wing fullback cover. Same situation, someone I think we all hope gets back to the best form this year, Ryan Pappenhausen.
Yeah.
Nice one.
All right.
Good team, Dan. Well done.
Thanks, Paul.
Just wins.
And now, it's not the casual athlete.
I wish.
That's me.
And now, Eric.
So look, I need a bit more backup for the forwards here. So I've got the option of maybe Nakora, but I'm going to land with Butcher after the effort he pulled together. He's got the duel, so that gives him the edge. And we saw on the weekend, they just can't keep him off the field.
Thanks,
It's too
Paulie. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah, that's
Destroying-
paying attention, that one.
Trying
That's a
to-
good,
I was trying to
that's a
speed this
good
up.
pick.
Destroying-
That's paying attention.
Destroying dreams left, right, and centre. Now we are.
Yeah. Okay. This is a complete. I'm banking later on.
And I should say, you got 20 seconds left.
I know. I'm trying my best. He threw me off. Okay.
We do have one more position. I
Yeah.
went off a bit early. So Whiten's in. You've still got one more. So we can still cover one more
Yeah.
role.
Just trying to cover every spot.
Bronte, it's you.
I'm going to go with Nick Meaney for this one. Dual position, and you can't go wrong with the Storm. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Playing fullback round 1 as well, most likely. So
Yeah.
that could be a big score.
So it's actually you that get to round out their team first.
All right, how exciting. So for me, I'm looking for upside. Ben Hunt's joined the Broncos. He's led the comp in try assists many times. And I think Selwyn Cobbo is going to be a big beneficiary of that. So he's the first man in.
Okay.
And then Harry Grant is on a bye in round 2 for me. So I'm going to have to grab a hooker. And I'm pretty surprised he's still here. Blake Brayley,
Yeah.
I think he'll be
Smart.
fantastic. Yeah.
Smart. He's always very solid in fantasy.
Add Fanua Blake though, and could be a bit more attack on.
Bronte, your final pick.
okay, for this one, I'm just going to go with someone who is a favourite of mine. I'm going to go with the Hammer.
That's
Yeah,
how
good pick. A lot of upside there. You can play your matchups, right? Bring him in just a few times a year. That might be all you're needing for.
I'm continuing the Brisbane theme. I'm going to get draft him for later on, because hopefully he gets DPP middle of the season. Ben Hunt.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And he's playing left, right?
Yeah.
Well, Madge, he turned Luke Brooks into a top 10 fantasy player his first year at West Tigers. So, just saying.
That's good insights,
Just
Paulie.
saying.
So for me, for my last pick, I've got a bit of a luxury here because I've got quite a few dual position players. So to round out the team, I'm not kind of locked in for my last pick. So I'm just going to go to the top scorer here. He's a draft favourite. Nakora, I think, is the option. We haven't spoken to him about him much in the classic world since he lost the centre spot.
Come off number one.
I can't believe he's on there all that
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Last round
He's a
pick.
fantasy beast,
No
man.
brainer.
Yeah.
No brainer. All I do is win. You got one to go.
Yeah, I was looking at Nicola as well. I might continue with someone who will hopefully get DPP come round 1. That is Alex Seyfarth.
Yep. Another Tiger.
Another Tiger, up the Tigers.
We did one from your own team. Why not?
Did you actually get Dewey after all that?
No.
Oh, mate.
I could do the same.
I'll trade him in later, it's okay.
Final West
Stealing
Tiger.
Paulie, still
Like
doing
Dewey. Look at this guy. He's sitting right here. I need a backup half. So why don't I just get Brown?
Good shout.
Finish up. There's my team.
The last pick.
There we go.
Wow.
So
How do you feel, Paulie?
I feel good. I hope everyone else feels good. And what about your team there? You happy with that?
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
Everyone's got a theme on their team too.
What's Eric's team?
Oh, he's actually pretty.
Sharks and
he's just covered everywhere. He's got coverage everywhere.
I like my cover. I feel
Yeah.
like I've got good cover for every
No,
spot.
I know what I call. No, yeah, mine's
He was well organised. What about yours? Luke? You've
Mine's,
gone with
mine's,
some
a few,
guns.
mine's going into the trade season. That's what.
Favourites. Bronte, for your first draft, what are you
I'm
thinking?
calling shenanigans, dude. That's-
Yeah, no, it
Strong.
wasn't as bad as I thought.
A lot of fun. That's what a
Yeah.
draft is, right? It's
Yeah.
fun. And finally, the only one that's ever won it before on this panel, occasional athlete. Does it stack up, or did we manage to compete?
No, I feel good. It's all upside plays, so a lot of risk, hopefully a lot of reward.
A lot of Titans players too.
A lot of Titans
rough
players.
round one.
Round one.
Oh, look, I trust Selwyn Cobbo.
Occasional ceiling, man. That's what I call
It's
yours.
my team.
That's good. Yours is good.
I'm happy with it. Yeah.
That Terrell May just sticks out to me. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous
Why
about
not?
that.
And
Lucas-
I'm
Lucas
telling
there
you,
too.
if he ends up going to Parramatta, I'm going to be so dirty.
It's the fantasy draft in a nutshell. Head to fantasy.nrl.com, download the fantasy app today to play, and don't forget, we've now got an official NRL fantasy podcast. It's out now wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, we're on YouTube as well. Just look under NRL and you can watch us all do this each and every week. We'll see you later.